Was this gossip about Penelope and Colin? Is season 3 really about Lady Whistledown's love story? It's time to find out. Polin is happening. It's amazing how the producers of the show have always managed to bring to the screen the attraction between Penelope and Colin. This happened throughout seasons 1 and 2 when it wasn't even about them, but now it's their time to shine, and according to Julia Quinn's books, it wasn't until the 4th volume for their booming love story to fill up the ton. So it's an early treat that the fans are getting to witness this in the 3rd season. The showrunner, who will take over from Chris Van Dusen, Jess Bronwell, explained why it was necessary to make Penelope and Colin happen in season 3. She said, "I really feel like it's Colin and Penelope's time because we've been watching both of these actors on our screens since season 1. We've already invested in them a little bit. We know who they are as people." The actress who plays Penelope, Nicola Coughlan, also talked about why she thinks they are ready. In her words, she said, "I feel like if you see Penelope fawning over this boy for another season, you'll be like, get it together, come on, move on and get over it." Of course, the fans are desperate to see them move on from the love and pauses that Colin doesn't usually get. Nicola herself said that the fans are going to be obsessed and happy. Are you ready to experience those two tingling feelings at once? Because it's definitely what Bridgerton is capable of. Luke Newton, who plays Colin, is warmed by Polin's story, as he called it. The actor said, "I love Polin. There's so much love for that relationship," which brings its pressures because there are people that are really excited about this story to come to the forefront. But also, it really warms me. There's a little secret you might not get to hear from Lady Whistledown though, which is that Nicola knew it was going to be her love story in season 3 before filming season 2. That's surprising, but then she said it has helped her to be able to adjust to the heart-pounding romance that will be all over season 3. And when she was teased about filming intimate scenes with Colin, she said she's got to be ready for that. Eloise disapproves of Polin. If Penelope is going to cart away from Eloise's brother Colin in season 3, what happens to the rift between them? Actually, you wouldn't think Eloise would openly accept Penelope as her sister-in-law, not with the secrets she kept from her for so long. Eloise is now sad and angry. Penelope appears to have a lot of work ahead of her as she must not only win over Colin, but also Eloise. This juicy subplot and the drama it will bring along are what the fans signed up for, as Bridgerton will focus on that in season 3. As the fans saw in season 2, Eloise's discovery that her best friend was the famous Lady Whistledown was one of the most heartbreaking moments of the show. She couldn't bring herself to believe Penelope would keep something like that from her, knowing how curious she was about the town gossip. Lady Whistledown has already written so many unfavourable things about the Bridgertons, and Penelope seeks forgiveness for all she's done. However, if what you're looking for is a sweet reconciliation between the two, you'll have to wait a bit longer, as Claudia Jessie, who plays Eloise, says she doesn't think the two jolly friends would be back together so soon. It might eventually happen, but it's a long shot. She said, "I think Eloise won't tell anyone Penelope's secret. I think Eloise will continue to be a good mate and not tell anyone, because what does Eloise gain really? I do think they'll make up, but I don't think it's going to happen quickly. It won't be easy for Penelope to pursue Colin without Eloise's approval. Well, the fans are patient enough to see how that plays out and are eager to wait for them to have each other's back again. Eloise gets a new Penelope. For now, these two friends are apart, and it will remain so for a long while in season 3. But while they nurse their different wounds separately, who would be there to listen to Eloise rant about society and its awkward approach to women's freedom? Definitely not Penelope, but a new Penelope would do, and season 3 might just have the best match for Eloise. Oh, don't think too far. You seriously aren't expecting that person to be Theo Sharp? Season 2 has already introduced the likely person who would get Eloise's point of view in season 3, and that is Kate. Aside from Kate, no one else understands Eloise's opinions or why she detests high society. Penelope was the ideal friend for her because she purposely avoided talking about her interest in joining the glamorous class in order to listen to Eloise. But Kate is different. She equally understands Eloise, as a conversation between them on the porch saw them bonding on independence and being single. Because Kate will set an example for her, this relationship may help Eloise realize that a lady can be married and still have feminism characteristics. And this might just be a ploy to set up Eloise for her own love story in the future. Return of Kate and Anthony. Kate isn't going to be returning just to be a new confidant to Eloise. She's coming back with the love of her life, Anthony. Don't forget, she's now the Viscountess, and she has her own role to play. The star of Bridgerton 2, Simone Ashley, talked about how she'd be returning with her co-star Jonathan Bailey to continue their love story. She said, "I'd like to see Kate just let go a bit more and play more in season 3 and kind of swim in that circle of love together. I think they both deserve it." They'd be back, and maybe with a baby. Really? That sounds the most likely for the Viscount and the Viscountess. She teased this herself when she said, "I'm excited to see Kate become Viscountess and head of the household. I think she has much to learn from Anthony. They'd be two little partners. I'd love to see them have a baby. To put it simply, maybe that will happen, maybe it won't." Just like Daphne showed up with a little duke, it's only expected that Kate comes with a bump or a baby in season 3. They are married after all. Francesca Bridgerton gets recast. The role of one of the Bridgerton sisters is getting a new face in season 3 as the actress that has been playing Francesca Bridgerton since season 1 leaves. Ruby Stokes, who had been the Francesca the fans grew up with, is bowing out to feature in Netflix's Lockwood & Co. It's a sorrowful development, but then the young actress might not be able to handle many tasks at once. The former show creator Chris confirmed that Ruby is definitely leaving because she's unable to balance both shows at once. He said, "I love Francesca, but we lost her midway through season 2 after exhausting all other options. She unfortunately had to come out due to reasons beyond our control." Can you guess who's taken over the role? It's none other than the person of Hannah Dodd, and she recently featured in Anatomy of a Scandal as young Sophie. Hannah has an important role to fill as Francesca, and the fans are watching. Aside from Hannah being a newcomer, there are 3 other additions coming to London for Bridgerton next season. Daniel Francis will feature as Marcus Anderson, and his character has been described as a charismatic presence who lights up any room he enters. Sam Phillips is also showing up as Lord Debling, and he's a genial lord with unusual interests. James Foon is going to portray a good-looking Henry Dankworth who lacks the necessary wit and intelligence. It's really going to be a season of amazing and unusual gents among the Tons. Watch out, Mayfair London might not be able to contain all the bubbling characters coming on board. The Duke is still absent. This is going to break the fans' hearts again, as Reggie-Jean Page is still likely not to reprise his role as the Duke in season 3. He wasn't able to make it to season 2, and many fans thought the show wouldn't remain the same without him. But Bridgerton survived, and once again it'll have to go on without the handsome face, as he already gave permission to the franchise to recast his role, which is so sad. The post shared by Page had himself and Jonathan in a picture while hanging out in Italy for Milan Fashion Week on his Instagram. It was captioned, "No, I'm not going back to the show, by the way. The papers made that one up." He concluded his caption by saying, "But we had the best and most stylish catch-up I've had in a while, and some truly excellent Italian coffee and sunshine." Maybe Page misses the show, and that's why he's catching up with a fellow actor from the show. But also, maybe not. It's time to say goodbye to the Duke and move on. The release update. The filming update on Bridgerton 3 is that all the actors are back on set to get this interesting show moving for the fans. There's no release date yet, but it's likely to air in 2023. A video from the filming location showed Luke, who plays Colin, opening a carriage door for Nicola, who plays Penelope, to step in. Then Nicola said, "Bridgerton season 3 filming has officially begun," before turning her attention to Luke to ask, "You coming in?" And Luke replies, "Let's go." Are you ready to go along with Penelope and Colin in Bridgerton 3? Share your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching.